right. Okay, so just so you guys know, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is fine, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to worry about. It's obviously an uptrend, pretty clear. Okay. So what can happen for Bitcoin over the next week or so? So because the holiday months are pretty illiquid, or not holiday months, the holiday week is pretty illiquid. Considering that a lot of people are away from their computers, markets are closed on certain days, people aren't trading as much as they typically are, etc. There's a lot less volume going into these markets, which means that the markets are going to be a lot more easily manipulated by the market makers if they choose to do so. Okay. Now, this is actually a good thing because they're not going to cheat us down to fucking, 75,000 and kill the entire cycle. No, it's not going to happen. So essentially what's probably going to happen for the rest of this week is we're going to be chopping around, consolidating. We might run a couple of lows, so we might dip down a little bit lower, 88K, 89K, 90K. And then once we do that, towards the end of this week and going into Q1 is whenever you're going to start to see the bull market start to continue again. And the window for any kind of downside, if there is more downside, is going to end as soon as Trump gets inaugurated. Because as soon as Trump gets inaugurated, it's going to be another bullish catalyst, just like the election was. As soon as he was starting to win the election, markets started pumping to Valhalla. Same thing's going to happen whenever he gets inaugurated. When he gets inaugurated, markets are going to pump because he's super bullish on the markets. He's buying crypto. His companies are buying crypto. He's talking about crypto. It's going to happen. So worst case scenario, we're going to consolidate and have a little bit of downside until the inauguration, and then we're pumping again. But just to show you a couple of levels that we could hit on Bitcoin. So right now we're at 93.5. If we did want to sweep a couple of lows, I mean, we could take out that wick. We could take out this one maybe. So 91K, 92K. If they really wanted to max pain us, we could sweep this low, which is right here. What is that? 90,000. It's like there's no reason to come back down further than really 90,000. Maybe we get an 88, 89 just to scare some people, continue to get some people to capitulate and get out of their bags. But outside of that, I mean, you're pretty much towards the low end of the downside for Bitcoin, right? You got any thoughts on that, Bees?
No, I mean, I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, as long as the aliens don't,
Yeah, start abducting people. Yeah. So Bitcoin's fine. I mean, that's really all we can say about that. So, and typically Bitcoin, it'll go on a run for at least another 1 or 2 quarters on a post-halving year, and then the year after a halving year. So we got about another quarter or two of upside on Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum's the one obviously that controls all of our bags. Okay. So Bitcoin, obviously, once that starts pumping, Ethereum will be fine. But here's where we're at on Ethereum. So let's pull it up over here. So right now we're at 33.6. Okay, by the end of the year, we certainly want to try to reclaim 3,600, or else we're going to probably be waiting later into the cycle before we get a huge blow off top on Ethereum, so into 10,000 plus territory. But as you can see here, Ethereum essentially on this 4 hour, you can see this right here. They cheated it super hard, got a bunch of people to capitulate, and this is what happens, right? They have this massive candle, red candle to the downside on the 4 hour with literally no wicks on it, which is crazy. Jeets super hard down to 3,100. A bunch of people capitulate. A bunch of people sell their meme coin bags, altcoin bags, etc. They get out of the market. What do? Literally the next candle. Fucking pump it right back up to where it was at. Bring it up a little bit. Start to bottom out here. And then same thing for Ethereum. We could create a little range down here and just range for the rest of the month. Something. I mean, they could do something like this. Oh, hold on. It could do something maybe like this. That looks like a good range right there. So they could do something like this. So here's the top of the range, bottom of the range, mid-range. So some interaction there. So it could range in this area for a little bit. But you see right here, this 35.63, the top of the range. Essentially what we need is Ethereum to get back above this. Do something like this. and get back above 3,600 up here. So that's where we want Ethereum to get to. Okay, as long as Ethereum can get there by the end of the month, we should be fine. But anything on that, Bees?
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been waiting for. I think that's what we're all waiting for. Um, yeah, I mean it's pretty impressive that Ethereum is still trading below range highs. I mean, can you pull up the Bitcoin dominance chart?
Yeah. Yeah, see it pumped up again from that top, but it's going to start nuking again here soon.
Yeah, so I mean this is obviously starting to flip into a downtrend.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, as you guys can see, I mean, Bitcoin, it lost a ton of dominance over the end of December. When everyone was thinking that alt season was beginning, the market makers kind of faked everyone out. We had that huge pullback after the FOMC meeting last week, which I'm assuming that's when this chart. Yeah, so this chart had nuked the end of November. So about
Yes.
November 15th, Ethereum started really pumping, and then so did altcoins.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we saw the huge pumps out of Landwolf, especially. I think Landwolf went up like 300% starting November 15th. We saw big moves out of pretty much everything. Everything was at all-time highs, except for Brett, which had already broken out a little bit early. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's been regaining a little bit of dominance, but again, it's like Ethereum has ETFs approved on chain, it has a ton of institutional money. A lot of companies are putting millions, if not billions of dollars into the Ethereum chain. So, Bitcoin, it's already trading even after the pullbacks 30 to 40% above previous range highs from this past year. Ethereum still hasn't even broken out of range highs. It's hit its head off of the 4,100, 4,200 number multiple times and then trended back down. But eventually, as soon as this chart breaks, which it looks like yeah, that I don't, yeah, I mean, I think that that line's actually pretty accurate. I know you
Yeah.
kind of just drew it randomly, but I do think that that's what it's going to do. And you guys can see he has that dipping down to about 50% towards March.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's exactly what we're going to see. So, yeah, I think this chart's putting in a local top right now, and we're going to start trending back down. Bitcoin's going to start to lose its dominance. And yeah, I think, like you said, once we get Ethereum to break above 36, 3,700, hopefully it starts gaining some momentum and carries us into a juicy Q1.
Yep. Yeah, and you look at this chart. How does this not look topped? I mean, this chart is fucking topped. Look, just perpetual uptrend. Bitcoin market dominance has been going up for the past 4 years, right? As it does every post bull run. So it nuked over here, the last bull run, right? It nukes, Bitcoin dominance nukes, meaning that altcoins get market share over Bitcoin, right? Meaning that our bags are pumping. Okay, so the bull run, okay, ends. We go into the bear market in 2022. And then Bitcoin slowly for 4 years just continues to gain market cap dominance on the entire crypto market cap space. So what happens now, this is what happens every 4 years during the bull run, and this is what we're looking for, is for this Bitcoin dominance now to start doing what it did up here, which is start to nuke, right? So over here, it started nuking. That means altcoins and alt season is happening. So that's what we're in the process of putting in right now. And this is why it's so important to understand the context of where we're at in the market cycle, because you see this little, 20% pullback, 10, 15% pullback on Bitcoin, you start to lose your mind. Altcoins are going down, etc. Not understanding that you're literally just about to enter the best part of the entire cycle. It is about to happen. The best part with the most outsized gains, with the best performance for your altcoins, the best performance for Ethereum, etc. If you got out of the market here, you are going to be fucking pissed within a couple of weeks.